Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to just do some really fast resin stuff because winter is coming, obviously, and hopefully we'll do more winter stuff here soon. I have no idea what's on my hand. I've been working with stuff all morning and did some gardening too, so I'm very proud of myself. Anyway, so let us first do a simple thing. And I did get these because what I'm suggesting, and most of these you can find them in the molds section in my Amazon store, influencer store. In just a second, we'll look at them together as soon as I get my molds. Alrighty. So let's get on the display, and you are looking for resin molds, which should be here. Why you see spray, obviously, because first there's the silicone mold release spray. So what I'm going to use today are first and the first ones in these sets. Well, there's some pens, but so the way that I fix it is the release, something to actually make molds of your own choice. And then I have all kinds of coasters for faux agate. And excuse me if I'm coughing, but apparently I'm having a bout of very severe allergy to something. I don't know what it is. And I've been outside. And including one that is, I found especially interesting because it's practically a set of 6 coasters, but you can put them together on the table and it forms like a big geode. And then spheres, pyramids, other geometric shapes, then all kinds of containers, and in fact various containers, including boxes with or without lid, ashtrays. I personally wouldn't use resin for an ashtray because I would imagine that in time it would get burnt when you put the cigarette out. Soap trays, candle holders, various kinds, even bottles. You've seen me work with these that are still in kind of like geodesic kind of stuff. Bowls, cylinders and crystals, maples, all kinds of various religious pendants, hair sticks, bracelets, and then of course earrings and pendants, including Ouija board, planchette, flowers. You've seen me working with flowers, I think. More flowers, and the famous devil cat head, and various other shapes. I am planning on getting these, so we're gonna do some these probably after the holidays. But some of them, as you can see, are absolutely gorgeous, and they are including for dragon stuff if you want to adorn a jewelry box with silicone dragons, angel wings, devil eyes. This is a sleeping wolf. That's gorgeous. Most of these though are for not UV resin, but for 2 parts resin. So that will involve a longer video, and actually it will be a recorded video. And these other ones, you can find them either here, the ones for cabochons, and they would be either here, or they can even be in the whatchamacallit, the kits in the other boards. That's the regular resin. At the end there are some kits, and some of them are here, and some of them might be even in the polymer clay area. But anyway, what I did here is to bring, so let me say hi. Hi Lianka, hi Anna, hi Christina, hi Elaine, thank you for making it. Hi Sharon, hi Darla, hi Colleen. If you want to do a set, I would suggest that you get the earrings done with these cabochons, and then a pendant with this cabochon. That would be the same. And then I'm going to try and create, because I did make quite a bit of the regular 2 parts resin geodes, but I did not make a UV geode. Now with the UV geode you have an issue, and the issue is you need to get something that will be transparent enough for the UV light to go through, right? So I hope I have enough here. If not, I have more in the back. So what I'm going to start with, let me put some toothpicks here to be able to, and the principle would be practically the same. And of course I forgot to bring something. Just a second. So you want, it doesn't matter if you use the UV resin or if you use the 2 parts resin, you will want some glass glitter. With the 2 parts resin, you don't have to worry about the transparency, obviously, but with the UV one, you need to worry a little bit. And this is why you will need a clear and a colored, and you will use like, you know, maybe 2 parts of what you're using has to be clear and 1 part colored. And what I'm going to do is not set the glitter first. I don't need this here. But to make a little bit of and do have some here still. To make a little bit of colors here, and I have 3 of these smaller ones. I have larger shot ones, but I need to buy more of these smaller ones. So I am going to use a little bit of, Now remember, very important, when you work with UV resin, make sure that the light you're using doesn't have any UV component. These lights that I'm using for taping do not have a UV component. And I can even change them on a more warm setting to avoid any UV happening. And also that if you're working during the day, make sure that your windows are covered. Curtains or whatever you decide to get. I have a relatively cheapo, I don't know if you can see behind me, light blocking. It's a paper that's like fanned out, and I just it's held on the blinds with those tiny decorative clothespins. Because, and I heard this from people, and I think I talked about it before, complaining that, oh, this UV resin is not good because it starts thickening as I'm working with it, and most of the times I cannot even finish what I'm doing before it thickens out. But they don't realize that they are working in a daylit room, right? And that means that they are getting sunlight through the window, and that is going to start curing their resin, so no wonder it's getting thick, you know. Okay, I'm kind of squeezing all my resin needs here. And I think I'm gonna call this quits. Let's go to the next one. So I'm going to start with 3 colors. Why didn't I bring one bottle here? I don't understand. Oh, I have one here. I'm sorry, I think I told you before that I started, it's about, I don't know, 8-10 months ago. I started getting pains if I turn to the side, left or right. And I think I told you about that. Oh, don't tell me this one has a stopper. I talked to my doctor, and I went and I talked to my breast cancer surgeon. It shouldn't do that. And he said, well, you know what, because my doctor said you need to talk to the oncologist because I cannot order an MRI just like that. And oh, come on, don't tell me that this got out of. Yeah, in case if you didn't know, this resin does have a shelf life. I think this one might be gone. Just a second, let me go grab another one. And it's still Chinese UV resin, so nothing too extraordinary about it. Honestly, I think they just put different labels on it. Because to me, it all smells the same and acts the same, no matter what the what the label color is. Hi Lynn, hi Lisa, hi Silver. Oh, come on, you stupid toothpick. Alrighty, so I'm going to use, let me see which of them. I'm going to use the interference red. You don't want to add too much. And I'm going to use interference violet. And then I'm going to use gold or blue. Let me use blue because it kind of fits better. Oh, this is pearl white, so I'm gonna use the gold. Never mind. Oh no, I have the blue here. Dude. I had a relapse last night. Relapse in waking up too early. I woke up by the new time at 3 o'clock, by the old time at 4 o'clock, but I still managed to get some sleep, so it's all cool. Okay, now let's now we're gonna have to work really fast. Now, if you decide to do this with 2 parts resin, remember to mix first in one of the parts. All the colors, mix them in one of the parts. Do not mix it in all of it. And only after that, because you won't get a properly good mixture, and only after that mix the two together, only when you're ready to cast. And you want to go all the way to the bottom of them. So again, as I said, I did this before with 2 parts resin. So the next thing is get some clear glass glitter and a little bit, I think I'm gonna need more clear, a little bit of green, more clear, definitely more clear. And we are going to push it to the edges. I'm going to still be some left on the bottom, but most of it needs to get pushed to the edges. And it's going to get pushed also as you're doing stuff. I don't want this to be too thin, so this was the smallest thing that I have in terms of shaped coasters. All right, so I'm going to start with the violet, no, the red. I can bring it a little bit more this way. And I'm going to use the violet and it flow a little bit both ways. And then I'm going to use the violet and now we are going to use the blue. And because the UV resin moves a little bit different, actually I think I need to make this a little bit more saturated so you can see exactly what I'm doing, because what I'm seeing here is gorgeousness and what you're seeing is not a lot of color. Okay. So because the UV resin doesn't move the same way as the 2 parts resin does, I'm going to just simply do a few rays. First between the red and the violet, and then with the violet and the blue. And then the last part is, hey, good job, I put some resin on my bear skin. The last part is going to be pure clear in the very middle. And in this pure clear, I'm going to drop a few, oh goodness, I got resin on my skin. You'd never want to leave UV resin on your skin because it can burn. And I'm going to drop a few ice crystals. And of course you can use some glitter too if you want in any of the other. And you know what, why don't we use a few here too? Just to make the whole coaster more blingy. Okay, and of course we will have to make sure you don't have any bubbles and do the whole middle like this as well. And let it sit just for a few seconds so it would create, because it normally creates, the 2 parts resin creates more effects than the UV resin, but the UV resin will create some too. No worries about that. So again, you can do this with 2 parts resin without an issue, and not only that, but you can use also regularly colored mica powder, right? Okay, so at this point I'm going to get it in the UV lamp. Trying not to drop it because that would be a disaster. And remember, all these are a little bit more translucent than regular molds for the simple fact that if you have any kind of inclusions, even if they are transparent inclusions, you still need to make sure that the light hits from different sides, just in case something does obscure the UV light and causes for some of that stuff not to get cured properly. So most of them are more transparent than regular silicone molds, because you have to be able to flip them over and put them under the lamp as well. So we shall see here, not in a long time. Now let's do an impression, the same type, while I'm waiting for the other stuff. And I'm going to first use just plain, it's going to work much faster. A little bit of regular resin, and I'm going to put in it some gold because I didn't use the gold interference at all. And remember, you don't need a lot of it. And mix it as much as possible. Let me get that in and out again. Just mix it. This will save you a cup, and because you don't really need to do this in a cup. You can create the effect with the UV resin without messing up an extra cup. I normally, when I work, I use the tiny paper cups, which are cheaper, and to me they are less wasteful. But when I do videos, I have to use the transparent cups, because otherwise you cannot see what's going on in there. Okay, so we have this for now, and the next thing will be what did I do with my no, I didn't lose it, it's here. Okay, and now I'm going to pour on one side some resin. This one doesn't have a pointy thing, so I got a bit over. And in the clear resin, I'm going to drop a few mylar thingies. So this is the Ice Resin Opals Crystal Opal. And let me get this And again, using a toothpick, because that's the whole beauty of it. If the toothpick wants to come out. Most of the time they want to come several at the same time and there's no room. Okay, and go only left and right. More, you want to bring the clear from the top to the bottom. Going to give it a different look. Alrighty. Now I'm waiting for a few seconds for that one to be fully done, and then I'm gonna put this in the but you can have beautiful you can make beautiful resin stuff just with a few things. You don't have to go super convoluted to make something that will look absolutely fabulous. And the coaster that I made, if you make coasters like that, especially if you use the 2 parts resin with some light blues and the interference blues and maybe even some violet, you can make them look like ice, right? And if you sell stuff, that would be a great, not just if you sell, but you can also use for your home decoration, and even for trees if you do it in a round thing. You can sell them or use for your own Christmas decoration. Okay, this is done. So, alrighty. It is still a bit sticky on the back, so. Worked a bit. I'm gonna have to put it back in there. Just for a few more seconds. And you always want to clean your molds right after, just in case there might be some left at the bottom, or any of the glitter or whatever else might be happening in there, and you use alcohol for that. Alrighty. Should be good. And I'm going to try and change the lightning so you can see better. Okay. So, yes, don't forget to like me. So as you can see, it looks like a piece of magic ice, right? And you can use this system on much smaller quantities, obviously, if you want to do a round pendant or round earrings. Let me do a close-up focus so you can see better. Hi, Janine. So again, the materials used were Chinese UV resin, and you can see on the sides and the back it does have, and very close up you can see the crystals. I think my main thing of avoiding the bubbles is I don't know the way that I pour it, but I don't know how to explain how I pour it. Generally, the UV resin doesn't create bubbles. And a simple toothpick should just take care of them. But if you work with, and don't forget that this is also transparent, so it's the 2 parts resin. I use the trick with the flame. I just don't use a lighter. I use a small torch, and you can find those in the regular resin. Hold on, let me actually show you. So going back, so not in the resin molds, in the resin and kits, where I said you might find also some molds for jewelry. So in this one you'll have, there's a manual, and then there's 2 parts resin, epoxy, as well as polyester and other stuff colored, 2 parts, fast casting, which I personally don't like a lot. And then there would be the UV resin, both hard and soft. And then colors for resin. Remember, black bottles are for UV resin, regular colored bottles are for 2 parts resin. Then the little gel pads that are useful when you make stuff that's in bezels. Syringes, flat tip syringe needles for very fine stuff, plastic cups. This is a humidity measuring thermometer, because especially if you use with 2 parts resin, you have to be aware that when the humidity is high you will have some weird happenings. Then all kinds of other tools, and what I wanted to show you is this little torch that is working much better for removing air bubbles. And there's also a bubble removing tool. And then black lights, UV lamp. The one that I have is, I think this one. And I might have to change it because it's not, oh no, it's the AOIC Tech, it's a 78 volts, but there's one, remember the higher the wattage, the more powerful the UV lamp. And then all kinds of kits. And I said you can find cabochon kits here. So let's get back to our stuff and let's get the cabochon, in which, remember, I used it pretty much the same technique, but hi Lynn, hi Wanda. Let us unmold this, and it might have to be under this for a little bit, for a few more seconds, because sometimes it can be a little bit sticky at the very bottom and you want to put it under the, now if it ever gets, and this might be the reason, might be one of them, if it ever gets a little matte, mated like this, not shiny. All you have to do, if you have to have a paintbrush that you keep specifically for UV resin, and you can keep it wrapped in aluminum foil so it will never dry out. And you can also clean it with alcohol. And just put a little bit of resin there and then brush it over. And it's going to be, and of course cure it, and it's going to be just fine and nice and shiny. Okay, this should be good. Oh no, it's still shiny. So you can see there are two different, I'm gonna get it close up too. And that's seen from different angles, it's going to look different, and of course it will be transparent in different ways. Let me refocus this so we can see better. It's too close and loses some of the magic. Okay, so from straight, it's got a little bit of thing, but as you keep moving the angle, it's going, depending on how the light hits it, it's going to look different from the front as well as from the back. And of course, being Chinese UV resin, you can even make a frame on it with polymer clay and bake it. I mean, you have no problems if you want to do that. And I wanted to do some faux rutilated quartz for you, but I couldn't find the special inclusions I got, so I hopefully will find them soon, and we'll do that as well. But these are the two things that I wanted to show you. I mean, one effect that's good for various things. Of course, you can do it in, if you want to do it for bracelets, you can pour one on top of the other and then go with a toothpick like this all around, and you'll get a very similar effect. But anyway, this is it. So all you need is Chinese UV resin, doesn't really matter what kind, what brand, what label. Then you can do it with just two interference colors. If you don't have Pearlex, you will see on my mica powders on the Amazon store. Let me go back to mica powders. There's a black diamond that has full sets of interference, and I do have those full sets. US Art Supply has them for, as you can see, $30, but I forgot what's the weight on this, 100 grams. So these are huge pouches, because this powder is very light, so 3.5 ounces is humongous. But it should be the, okay, the paint with pearl. The black diamond are the best if you can find the black diamond pigment variety. This is what I got personally. They call them ghost colors, all the interference, and some are stronger interferences and slightly different in shade, as you can see. They are absolutely fabulous. I did not use them today because I like to, I mean, you can see that I purchased them because it shows in my order thing, and I still have them. They're almost full. You only need a little bit of this whole thing, and it's 5 grams by weight. So these are, let me show you the size of them. Okay, so these are the sets that I bought. So this is the black diamond. All right, this is the size of the 5 grams. As you can see, it's almost as much as it is in the Pearlex. And I got here the blue pearl, ghost blue, diamond blue, sapphire ghost blue. This is intense ghost blue. This is sapphire ghost blue, ghost copper, ghost satin green, gold pearl, red pearl, diamond green, and satin violet. And then I have another set I got, and it should be on that list there. Well, it should be listed as samples. And you can see flash gold, violet pearl, satin violet. These are all for cars, but they work beautifully with resin, be it UV or 2 parts. Just remember, whenever you mix in 2 parts, mix in one of the parts and then combine it with the other part, because if you put it when the 2 parts are already mixed, by the time you manage to properly mix the color in, it's going to start hardening. So this is pretty much it, and you can create all kinds of beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. And if you want to create a little bit of, which I do not recommend with UV resin, mostly with 2 parts resin. But if you want to create some snow effect, I recommend this flocking powder. I got this actually from Polyclay Play. Might be on my Amazon influencer store too, I'm not entirely sure. But you want the cotton ball white, and it makes a beautiful snow inclusion in resin. Not in UV because it's opaque. Okay, so thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it and you will have some fun by yourself into making all this. And have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And hopefully I will be posting a video this coming week, because I'm almost done. Thank you so much. Don't forget to thumbs up, and don't forget to use my affiliate links, because it helps me get materials and do giveaways. Okay, thank you so much. I love you all for being here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.